I'm Marin, and this is Post-its and Pens. Hello and welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Marin, and here you will find a little beauty, a little books, and a little teaching content. So if that sounds like something you might enjoy, I would love for you to subscribe and stick around and join me in my little corner of YouTube. In today's video, I thought it would be fun to take you through my everyday makeup routine and show you the items that are currently in my June makeup basket. I am going to put a picture here from my Instagram of the items that I am currently working on this month. I do switch it out monthly so that everything in my collection gets use. So let's go ahead and get into the video and show you how I apply my products and how I do my everyday makeup routine. Okay, so here is a look at my makeup for this month. Some of these items are used every single day. Some of them are only used when I feel like using them, but this is a pretty good look at my everyday makeup collection. So I'll go ahead and show you a little bit closer up of each of the items, just in case you are curious. Okay, so first of all, these are the eyeshadows that I'm currently using. This one is in my project pan, as is this one. So that's why they're here. I pretty much have those until I've used up the shades that I'm wanting to finish. And then for the month of June, I am working on this one right here. These are my makeup brushes. Yes, they are dirty because I am washing them today, but this is what I have. I don't have an extravagant amount. I just have this small little amount. I think I got this cup at Target several years ago, but that's just what I keep them in. I do have 3 primers that I'm currently working on. I will go more in depth with them when I am applying them. The items over here I do not keep in my makeup bag. That is just for kind of the products that don't need to stand up. So my powders, my highlighter, my blush, eyeliner, mascara stays in here. I like to keep my products standing up for the most part, so I do not lay them down if I can help it. A lot of these live in little containers in my bathroom. That is where I typically apply my makeup, so please excuse any awkwardness as I try to film this video for you, because typically I am standing up in my bathroom to apply these. So that is just a little look at my makeup collection and kind of the everyday products over here that I use all the time, and then I just switch out the color products each month. So let's go ahead and get into my routine. Hello, so this is what I look like when I've just finished my skincare, and now I'm going to go ahead and take you through my everyday makeup routine. So the first thing I do is I start with some primer. So this is the e.l.f. Oil Control Primer Mist. I usually just take a couple squirts in my hand and then put it on my face. I am oily to combo, more oily right now because it's summertime. So I just put this in my T-zone, which is where I am the oiliest. Okay, the next step is I take this Makeup Forever primer. I don't like this all over my face, but if you wear glasses, you probably can commiserate, but it's very difficult to wear makeup and glasses at the same time. So I usually just put this right where my glasses sit. And then the last step is a pore filling primer. I wouldn't usually do this, but I have it, so I'm just using it up. This is the one from Rare Beauty, so I just take a very small amount and I put it where my pores are most noticeable. Okay, then I just brush through my brows with a spoolie. And now we are ready to start applying makeup. So I do not use foundation. I am using a mix of two concealers, so I will show those to you. I use this one right here from Tarte. This is their Creaseless concealer. And then I use this one from Too Faced. This is the Born This Way, and I just mix them together to make a foundation, if you will. So I'm gonna just dab these on. And then I just use a damp sponge to blend them in. So here we go. Okay, and then the last step is to conceal anything extra. So I use this Nars Soft Matte Concealer. So I have been dealing with a lot of breakouts this month. I don't know. It's probably a combo of mask wearing, hormonal acne, which is what I'm prone to. But yeah, definitely dealing with some issues this month. So just gonna conceal those up the best I can. I don't really expect them to be perfect. That's not really what I'm going for, but just a little bit of extra coverage where I need it. And then my nose is typically kind of red as well. And I use this brush from Tarte to apply that. It used to be dual-ended, but one end fell out, so don't really recommend that brush, but I do like the smaller head on it like this for applying spot concealer. And then I'm just taking this brush right here from Rare Beauty to kind of blend it out. The next step, I'm going to do some under eye concealer. So I just use that same Tarte Creaseless concealer for this. I do mix a little bit of the Too Faced in because this is a little bit light. And then I just use that same Rare Beauty brush to blend it out. And then the next step is powder. So I use the Too Faced Peach Perfect powder. This is my favorite setting powder of all time. It's the one that I feel works the best and makes my skin look the best and keeps me as oil-free as possible. I watched a video from Wayne Goss where he recommended people with oily skin use like a puff, so that's how I put it on. I just press it in. I do not use that powder to set my under eye. I use a different setting powder. So the one that I am currently using is this one from Jouer. It looks like this. And it is their Soft Focus, Hydrate, and Set powder. So I usually just tap out to make sure there's no creasing. And then I'm just taking a bit of this. And that's that. So the next step is going to be to do my brows. So I'm just using this ABH pencil. Okay, and that's that. Now the next step is some blush. So this month I am working on using this Glossier. This is their Cloud Paint, and this is in the shade Puff. So I know a lot of people put it directly on their face. I cannot do that. I tend to make a huge mess if I try that. So instead, I just take a little bit of it and I put it on my hand like that. And then I use a big fluffy brush because that is pretty much the only way that I can get it to apply decently. So I just pat my brush into it. Now, I do like a lot of blush. If I find that I've put a bit too much, I just go back over it with my little sponge. And then that is blush. So now I'm going to go ahead and work on my eyes. So I start with an eye primer. This is just the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. It's not anything special. I got it on a pretty deep discount several months ago, like back at the end of 2020, I think. So it's just the one that I'm using. And for eyeshadow, I am working on two things for my project pan. So I have a shade out of this Too Faced Natural Eyes palette, which it's the shade right here, which is called Heaven. So that's what I typically use to set my eyeshadow primer. I know some people say don't do that, but it's what I do. It just works best for me. So I pretty much just put that everywhere on my lid. So the actual palette that I'm working on for the month of June is this Naked 3 palette from Urban Decay. I do very neutral eyes. It's something that I've kind of always done. I will do color every once in a while, but pretty much just going neutral today. So this was the shade Limit. And I'm just kind of putting it in my crease on my lid. Okay, I might occasionally take a darker shade, which I'll go ahead and do today. This is Factory. I'm just going to kind of put it in the outer corner. Okay, that's pretty much it for that. The last shade I'm going to use is one from Modern Renaissance, which is the other shade in my project pan, and it is the shade Vermeer. It's this shade right here, this sparkly, glittery shade. It's almost gone, so I just use my finger and I pretty much just put it all over my lid. Okay, next I'm going to just put on a little bit more of this lip balm. This is a lip balm from Tarte. It's not anything special, I'm just trying to use it up. And then the last step is going to be to just blend out some of that sparkle and then put my liner and mascara on. So here we go. For liner, I use this roller liner from Benefit. It just goes on the smoothest. So I'm not an expert at applying mascara or liner. I have to get pretty close because I'm pretty much blind as a bat, so hopefully we won't make a mess. Okay, liner is on. Now I'm going to go ahead and go in with my mascara. Now I'm using two mascaras right now. I was using this Nars Climax mascara, however, this smudges terribly. So I picked up this one from Ilia to try on my lower lashes instead, hoping that it would not smudge. It does not, so that is one thing it has going for it. I don't love it, but at least now I have one that is not going to smudge all over the place. I'm gonna go ahead and just start with the Nars, put that on my top lashes, and then I use the Ilia on my bottom lashes. As I mentioned, I make a mess when I do my mascara. People who can put mascara on without getting it all over the place, props to you. I am not one of those people. So I'm going to let this dry because then I can just go in with a Q-tip and clean it up. So we'll fix that in a minute. It's also why I don't do anything on my lower lash line until after I put mascara on, because I just wind up making a mess. So while I'm waiting for this to just dry down, I'm going to go in with some highlighter and then some lips, and then I'll finish up the eyes after the mascara dries. So for highlighter, I am just using this Essence Pure Nude highlighter. Okay, for lips, I'm using this lipstick from Buxom. I don't really, let's see, this is the Full On Lipstick. So it's just this pink color right here. Okay, and then I'm going to finish up with this lip gloss. This is the Laneige Pear flavor in their Lip Glowy Balm. This is in my project pan. Okay, now I'm going to fix my eyes and I will finish up with my lower lash line. All right, that is fixed. So now I'm going to go in and just do a little bit on my lower lash line. I'm going to use the Modern Renaissance palette again. There's another shade in here, this Antique Bronze, that I am working on finishing up. So I'm going to just use that. Okay, then I'm going to take this little black liner. I'm just going to put it under the lower lash line at the corner. I learned this tip from Hannah Louise Poston. I think it just helps my eyes stand out a little bit more, especially since I wear glasses. It kind of just completes the liner that I have on the top lash line. And then the last step is I'm going to take this highbrow pencil from Benefit and I'm just going to put it in my waterline on my lower lash line. And that's pretty much it for my eyes. I will bring you in closer here in just a moment. I have a couple other things to finish up first. So the first thing I'm going to do is set my brows. I use this Gimme Brow from Benefit. Just going to brush this through. Okay, and then the final step of is just to set my face. So I'm working on this NYX matte finish, little mini. And that's that. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring you in so you can see a little bit closer. It's not perfect, but it's what works for me and it's what I do pretty much every day. So here's the look at that. Okay. So here's what we're looking like. As I said, Not perfect. You can still see some of my breakouts. I don't really care about that. I go for more of like a natural glowy look, but I do need it to be kind of matte since I am more oily, but that's that. Okay, and here is the finished product once my hair and everything is done as well. So this is pretty much what I do every single day. The products just change monthly, as I mentioned, so that I can make sure all of my items are getting use. And this is kind of just what I do every single day for my makeup routine when I wear makeup, because I do not always wear makeup. Anyway, if you liked this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more from me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.